Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi, and today we're going to be reviewing two new figures from the Next 17. Now, I've previously reviewed some of their figures because they made the fantastic version of Effrontmon or Elephant Man and a few sort of variations on him, and those I've reviewed, and I really do like those figures. In fact, they're on display with the rest of my Kenner Star Wars collection. And today I've been sent two new ones, which are a Sith version of the Jedi Luke Skywalker and also a Sith version of Obi-Wan Kenobi, along with some backdrops, which you can see here, which are sort of A5 cardboard backdrops. There's a whole selection of those, and some other lightsabers, including glow-in-the-dark lightsabers. So the first thing we need to do is check out the new figures. And here we have the two new figures. So we've got a Sith version of Luke Jedi Knight and a Sith version of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's take a look at Obi-Wan Kenobi first. So you can see here, it's a sort of version, as you would have seen him, I guess, on the first Death Star, so as he's looking around the Death Star, but been turned into a Sith version. So he's got the grey tones to his skin. He's got a nicely painted on beard there, and you can see his eyes are yellow, so he looks a bit more like the Emperor. It's a nice weighty figure. It's got a lot of sort of detail to it. I'm going to say though that these figures look more like Fisher-Price figures than they do Kenner figures, which is not a bad thing at all. I absolutely love the Fisher-Price figures, and I collect those avidly, but the sort of way that it's been sculpted and the sort of the proportions to it, to me, make it look a little bit more like these guys. So here's a Fisher-Price figure. You can see it's about the same size, and when Kenner were originally proposing to make Star Wars figures, they didn't have any to show, so they actually sort of modified some of these Fisher-Price figures to look like the first wave of Star Wars figures. So I think it's quite a nice link to have these that sort of match it. I do really like the style of them because of that. They've got slightly chunkier hands, and you can see this guy comes with two lightsabers, and they fit in really nicely. These lightsabers aren't a reproduction of original ones, these are all new design as well. So we've got sort of buttons on the side there, and if we turn it over, there's a flat side, and they fit very firmly inside the hands. And yeah, it's just a generally nice looking figure. The Luke Skywalker figure actually uses the same body as the Obi-Wan Kenobi figure. It's just got a slightly different paint scheme. He comes with just one lightsaber, but he does come with this additional sort of cape or robe that hangs down the back. And you can see there is the likeness to Luke Skywalker. I just think that looks a bit more Fisher-Price to me. I'm sure other people will have different views of it, but that to me just looks a little bit I'm going to say a little bit more childlike, which is why I really like the Fisher-Price figures. The sculpt on these figures is really very nice indeed. It really does look like Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I like the detailing on the body. There's a lot of sort of folds and creases on the fabric robes, so it does actually look like a cloak. And you can see the link between this and the Emperor figure from Return of the Jedi. It's a sort of a real homage to how that looked. As I say, the bodies are the same on these two figures. If I show you them side by side, you can see it is the same body. There's just a slightly different paint scheme. The belt on Luke Skywalker has been painted black, or not painted, I'm guessing, because his body is already black. And on Obi-Wan Kenobi, we've got a little bit of sort of lighter grey detailing on there. So here are the panels that I've been saying. These are A5 in size and printed on quite nice cardstock. It's got a really nice finish to it. And you can see we've got some different designs on them. So this is like the panel in the Emperor's throne room, when we've got some sort of standard sort of imperial walls there. We've got another one which looks like it's got the detention block background on it. So it's where Han and Luke escape in the first Death Star. And then these panels have a sort of a starry space scene on it. And if you turn them over, they've got another sort of different panel on it. It looks like some doorways. So you can mix and match how these get put together. I didn't check the other ones. Oh yeah, so that one has the Emperor's panel on it, and then it's the detention block on the other side. I think they're a really nice idea, because if you've got figures to display, you can put these behind them in various combinations to make nice little wall scenes. It's a good sort of idea and a simple thing to do, and I think you can buy these in a pack of 7 from the Next 17 website, so we're going to check those out. It's a good way of displaying figures, and I'm going to be using these behind my Imperial army, because I've often wondered what I could put behind there to make that setup look better. I think these will work a treat. Now, I was also sent this selection of different lightsabers. As I say, these are not reproductions of the original lightsabers. These have been modified to have a bigger handle on them, and I think the reason they've done a bigger handle is because a lot of the Star Wars figures have trouble holding lightsabers. So let's try one of these lightsabers in. This is my vintage Bespin Luke Skywalker, so we can see if that holds in a lot better, and it does. You can see that actually fits in. If I bring in an original lightsaber like this one, you can see how small the handle is, and these figures do really have quite a problem holding them. You can see that one doesn't want to stay in at all, so making these lightsabers with a bigger handle is actually a good idea. Makes for an easier display piece. And some of these glow in the dark. Now I'm not going to be able to show the glow in the dark stuff on camera. I can't get my camera to focus on things when the lights are off, but these ones do glow in the dark. So there's a double-ended lightsaber here, like the sort of thing that Darth Maul would use. That one really does glow in the dark nicely, and all of the rest do as well, apart from the black ones. So these are a nice sort of modern option on a vintage style lightsaber that does actually fit in the hands, and the figures can hold them without dropping them. So I need to say a massive thank you to Graham over at Next 17 for sending these over for me to take a look at. They're really nice looking figures. They've got a good weight to them, and they're very well built, and certainly something that I'd recommend getting to add to your collection. If you haven't already checked out their website, then please do. I'm going to put links to that in the description. So check out all of the figures that they have on offer, and they've got more things coming. I think these ones at the moment are in pre-production, so you can pre-order them. But yeah, do go and check those out. And also make sure to check out my previous reviews of their figures. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching toy-polloi. Subscribe for more great videos. You can also follow toy-polloi on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.